Hello everyone and welcome back here. Okay, now after adding all the objects and materials, now is the time to deal with the lights, and after that make the final shot. Alright, for the lights I want to add a light source for each of these lights. So let's start with this one. I will tap and grab this circle. You can go to the edge selection mode, alt click, and bring the 3D cursor over here. And I will tab out because I want to add a light. Hit Shift A and go to the light section, and let's add, for example, a spotlight. And now as you can see, we have a spotlight. Alright, I want to see the results. And if you want to see the result, you should go to the render section. Alright, easy, and go to the render section. But before we go to the render section, I want to go to the scene setup and go to the render engine and change this from Eevee to cycle. And in the device, I will choose GPU compute instead of CPU because my GPU it's faster. And if you don't find this option right here, go to the edit and then preferences, and then go to the system, and here from the CUDA active the GPU. For me, this one is right here, NVIDIA RTX, and the CPU, it's already, you'll find it already active. All right, and in the sampling section here we have the viewport. Active the denoise in the viewport section and leave everything as is. There's no need to do anything else. And now I can Z and go to the render mode just to see the result. All right, now I'm in the render mode, and this is what I get. This is the light source. I don't see any lights. It's very weak, as you can see. When I move it down, I can see something. So I will leave it in the same place, and I will go to the light information here, and I will increase the power to, for example, 100, and let's see what that will give us. And you can see the result of the light. It's sharp, as you can see. I can manipulating using this section, the beam shape. I can increase the circle and make it wider. All right, something like that if you like. And the blend as well. So just make it, you can see when I take this back, it will be sharp. And when you push this to 1, for example, it will be smooth. So make sure to make this smooth. And for the color, I can make it a little bit yellowish like this. And after that, you can duplicate this with Alt D instead of Shift D, because if you duplicate it with Alt D, when you change the parameters for one of them, the other lights will follow it. And that's what we want here. So let's go to the solid, and let's go to the top, Z, and let's go to the wireframe, hit Alt with D, and let's take a copy. And this copy should be right here. Try to put it in the center like that. Another Alt D, and let's put this one right here. Now let's go to the perspective and let's see what we got. All right, let's go back like this, and I will hit Z again and go to the render mode. All right, so this is the result that we got here. Looks very nice. I want to copy one of these spots and put it right here as well. I will grab the cylinder and tab and select it like this, and bring the 3D cursor over there. hit Shift S and choose cursor to select it like that, and then tab out. Now we have the 3D cursor over there. Instead of creating a new one, I can grab this and hit Shift D to take a copy like that, and then hit Shift S and choose selection to cursor. Now, if you do that, the light will be moved and take the position of the 3D cursor. And now I can move this down, put right here. And now we have another light source, and you can manipulate the spot size. And you can duplicate it as well. All right, hit Alt D and take another copy here. Hit Shift R to repeat that. Let's move this a little bit, G, and let's move this one right here. All right. All right, maybe now we can jump to that light. All right, this one. I will grab this circle and bring the 3D cursor over here, and I will do the same thing. Tab out, grab this light, for example, hit Shift with D to take a copy right here, Shift S and selection to cursor. And now we have one there as well. You can move this up a little bit like that, I guess, and you can make it a little bit wider like that. Or something like this. It looks nice. One more thing here, I think we should change it. The height of these three lights, I think we should move it up because the ground level become higher, and leaving these lights at this level, I think does not make sense. So we can go to the solid, and what I can do is I can grab all of these details and tab to go to the edit mode, and then let's grab all of these vertices and let's move these up a little bit higher like that. And because we used the Alt D duplicate, when you make change, the other parts or the other duplicates will follow. Tab out and now select these lights and hit G to the Z and move these up like that. All right, I think now this scenario is better. All right, let's do the same thing here. I can grab one of these lights, hit Shift with D and take a copy to the Y like that, and moving this to the Y, and let's move it and keep it close to this cylinder. Tab and let's grab, for example, these edges. Shift S and cursor to selected. Now tab out, grab the light source, Shift S and select into cursor. And now we got it in place. You can move it a little bit like that, that's okay. Hit Alt D and let's take another copy and let's put right here, Shift R to have another copy there. And that's very cool. And now maybe we can grab this, hit Shift D and let's take another copy to the X, G to the Z, and let's put this maybe right here, I guess. Or in this scenario, maybe we can use another light. Tab, hit A, Shift S, bring the 3D cursor over here. And let's try to use point light. Let's see if that will work. After you add this, you can change the radius, make it a little bit bigger. And I just want to see what's going to happen when I make the size big or increase the power. So I will hit Z and go to the render. And now I will add 0 right here just to see the result before and after. Yeah. So now I have the effect of this light. So let's change this to maybe 20. Or maybe 15. After that, let's take a copy using Alt D. And let's have one right here, hit Shift R. And there we go. Very cool. I will grab this and maybe we can increase the spots size like that. And now we got very nice result, as you can see here. All right, the important area are illuminated. Let's see what else we can do. If you want, if you like to add spotlights here, that's totally okay. Let's go to the solid and let's go to the 3D and let's search for spots lights. Hit enter and let's see what we can find here. We can use these lights, for example this one. Let's try to find something else, maybe this one as well, we can use it, or this one. We can distribute them here and use them. And you can add lights on the wall, that will work as well. Even if that doesn't exist in the reference image, you can go beyond that and add these stuff. All right, let's see what we have here. What is this one? I will bring this one here. I just want to see what is this. All right, looks cool, but I think it's not. I think it's not going to work in this case for this design. I will grab the empty that comes with this light, and I will move it up and keep it up in case I want to bring it back. All right, this light source looks nice. Let's bring this one and put it right here. Let's see what's going to happen. All right, it looks cool, but it's a little bit big. Let's try to find something smaller. All right, I think we should go back to the first page because I'm not so. I think we're not going to find something similar to what we have here. So I will use this one. It's very small and cute, so I will use it. And for this one, I guess we can move it up above the roof, and it's not going to be visible. All right, let's grab this empty, and let's put one right here. I will go to the render because I just want to see the result of this light. Hit Z and go to the render. So this is the result. I think we can move this down just a little bit to the Z. I just want to see the effect. I will go to solid and see what's happening here. Hit G to the Z and let's move this up. All right, now I will hit Z and go to the render again. All right, the render looks cool. Let's go back a little bit. Let's increase the blend a little bit. Let's see if that's can give us a different result. Maybe we can hit G to the Z and move the light a little bit down. Let's see what's going to happen if we do that. All right, that's not going to work. All right, now I will hit Z and go to solid again because I just want to make some changes here, like grabbing the light and make some changes. Grabbing these edges, hit G to the Z and move this up like that, and then scale it like that. Just change the design a little bit, and then tab out again. And now I will select the empty, hit Shift G and then C to select all of these parts with the empty, and then I will duplicate this. Hit Alt with D to take a copy, and let's add a copy right here. All right, something like that. Or maybe we can make the distance a little bit bigger. Alt D and let's put one right here. And I can use the Shift R technique to repeat that. Hit Shift R again and again. And yeah, the result looks nice. Now I will hit Z and go to the render. I just want to see in the render what will happen. Hit Z and go to render. I will make small kinks here. Go to the spot size and I will reduce the size a little bit. Let's type, for example, 110, something like that. All right, the result looks very nice and cool. I will create another light source and put them above the pictures we got there. Let's go to the solid and let's grab these lights. Right, and this one and the empty as well. I will grab just one and then hit shift with D, take a copy. You can go to the top. I think this will be better. And let's move this one here and let's put this in the front of this image and then hit Alt with D and let's have another one right here. Shift R and then Shift R. All right. And you can do something here. If you don't like all of these lines, you can select all of these spots and then go to the transform pivot and change this to individual origin. I will tell you why I'm doing this. If you grab these to scale them, they will scale together like that. But if you change this to individual, you will scale them in their place. Sorry. Like this. And that's better. Now I can see the cone. And that will keep the scene less destructive. And we can do the same scenario for these lights as well. Let's grab this. You can turn off the mesh temporarily because we want to focus on the lights and scale those as well. Like that. Scaling these lights will not affect the power of the light. Just keep that in mind. All right, let's grab those over there and scale them like that. And the same thing maybe for this one. If you like to scale it like that. All right, now after adding these right here, I think we need to make these lights a little bit taller. So now I can grab one of them. For example, let's focus on these lights. Hit G to the Z and let's move those, for example, right here, I guess. And now all what I want to do is just grab one of these pieces and tab and grab these vertices, hit G and move those down like that. That's very cool. Now I will grab this light, the emission light, and I will change this to 50, I guess, because 200 is too much. And now I will hit Z and go to render just to see the result. As you can see, the result looks very, very nice. But we forget one more thing here to make everything ready and cool. We forget to create the hidden light. And the hidden light is something simple to create. Let's go to the solid. And let's go up here and let's see what we got. So we got this frame. We can go to the local mode and focus on this area alone. Go to the face selection mode, hit Alt to select the entire face loop like that. And after doing that, I will hit I to create an inset like this. And then I can use this and change this to a light. I will hit E to extrude this inside like that. And then hit Shift D to take this up a little bit like this. And then hit P and then S to separate it. Tab out and grab this new piece, tab in, go to the edge, select the entire edge loop, and move this up a little bit because we just want to change the direction a tiny bit. G to the Z and move this up like that. Alt click on this one, G to the Z and move this down. Something like that. Alright, that's very cool. And now I will give this another material. Let's delete this one, hit new, and let's search for emission. And let's plug the emission to the surface. Delete the principal, we don't need it. Change this to something yellow like that. And increase the increase the strength to, for example, I don't know, 50 maybe. Hit slash to excite. And now let's take a look. Let's see what will happen now. Hit Z and go to the render mode. Alright, this amount looks nice. Let's orbit around and let's see the other parts of the room. As you can see, the result looks awesome and beautiful. Maybe this area, this one right here, I don't know what's going on there, but I can't see much lighting here. I will go to solid. And let's find out what's going on here. Everything is okay, I think. Even the distance is okay. Alright, there is no need to change anything here. Alright, cool. Alright, I think that's it for this video. I will end it here and see you in the next one.